and he states that 0.1 milligram of the poison within the Ben's knife would paralyze a whale. Hey, what's up everybody? It's LeeLos, and today we're talking about why Adult Gone versus the Phantom Troupe is obvious. Stay steady in pursuit of your dreams and goals. You're born to win, you're made for greatness, and I definitely believe in you guys. Keep up the great work each and every day. So, Adult Gone versus the Phantom Troupe is a battle between one of the actually strongest humans in the entire series of Hunter x Hunter versus some of the most popular villains in the entire story of Hunter x Hunter. Today we're going to analyze every single power-up and ability these characters have displayed to explain overall who's stronger than who between these characters. So, the strongest members of the Phantom Troupe would be Chrollo, Uvogin, Finks, and Phaeton. Phaeton's most powerful ability being Pain Pack, in which the moment he used it, he instantly one-shot a squadron leader. Uvogin is stated to be the physically strongest member of the Phantom Troupe, and when using his ability Big Bang Impact, he was able to essentially erase one of the shadow beasts. Finks is implied to be at least somewhat relative to Phaeton, and his Hatsu ability becomes stronger with every wind-up of his punch. We've never seen the actual maximum wind-up, but he's an enhancer just like Uvogin, so it's implied that for the most part, his Hatsu ability would be weaker than Uvogin's as well. But you could make an argument that with his maximum wind-up punch, he might scale slightly above the Big Bang Impact that Uvogin displays. In theory, maybe he could put all of his aura into one punch and then just pass out immediately afterwards. Then you have Chrollo, who goes on to become even more powerful after the York New City arc. He gains a post-mortem Nen ability, Sun and Moon, in which he can make explosions of various power by placing seals on his opponent. On top of this, he also has other hacks abilities in his arsenal, such as the Cloth ability that he stole from one of the Shadow Beasts that allows him to shrink anything that he captures in the cloth. He was able to hit Silva Zoldyck with it, even while he was being jumped 2v1, and he states that 0.1 milligram of the poison within the Ben's knife would paralyze a whale, so it's a very powerful weapon in the hands of somebody like Chrollo. You can also add Hisoka to the list, with Hisoka being one of the strongest and most intelligent characters in the entire series. He's so powerful and so confident in his strength that he continuously battles people while allowing them to have all the preparation and advantage possible in the fight, and just defeats them anyway. He says that this is one of his favorite things to do. In a verse like Hunter x Hunter, someone just knowing what your Hatsu ability is a big disadvantage. Hisoka gives his opponents strategic advantages and still wins anyway. It goes to show how powerful Hisoka is. Now, if all of the Phantom Troupe were to work together, how would they compare to someone like Adult Gone? Adult Gone is a ridiculously powerful character. The reality is, he outscales the Phantom Troupe by a considerable margin. For example, Uvogin is stated to be the physically strongest member of the Phantom Troupe, and he's an enhancer. In complete honesty, his Hatsu ability might not actually even be a real Hatsu ability. It's stated that he's just using a Nen enhanced punch. It doesn't really seem to have conditions like Gone's John Ken, which includes chance and a long charge up time. Either way, Uvogin's strongest attack is this Big Bang Impact. Meanwhile, we have characters like Netero who are also an enhancer, but Netero is a far more experienced enhancer, and in complete honesty, a more powerful enhancer than Uvogin. Netero might be able to just replicate Big Bang Impact, but just do a stronger version of it than what Uvogin does. Putting that to the side, Netero, when he uses his Hatsu ability, attacks Pito and sends Pito flying. However, it does absolutely zero notable damage to Pito. You could make the argument Uvogin's Big Bang Impact is somewhat relative to Netero's Hatsu ability. That's more of a highball for Uvogin, but even if you make the argument that it's somewhat stronger than a single attack from Netero's Hatsu ability, we see that this level of power does zero notable damage to Pito. Meanwhile, Adult Gone, fighting a stronger version of Pito, a post-mortem Nen Pito, is able to punch a hole through post-mortem Nen Pito's chest without even using his Hatsu ability. This is an insane strength feat. It shows us that Adult Gone, just with his normal punches, scales considerably above Netero's Hatsu ability and Uvogin's Big Bang Impact. They're really not even comparable abilities. Then when Gon uses his Rock ability, he would become 10 to to dozens of times stronger than this. Essentially, Gon is on a completely different level of power than any of the Phantom Troupe members, let alone his Hatsu abilities like rock, paper, and scissors. Putting strength aside, even in terms of speed, Adult Gon is on a completely different tier than the members of the Phantom Troupe. We see that Pitou was actually able to see Netero's prayer motion, and this ability is stated to be faster than Meruem. Meanwhile, when Pitou fights Gon, and Gon is still transforming, Pitou uses Terpsichore to dance beyond its limits, but Gon moves so fast that Pitou could not see Gon's movements at all. This is an argument that you could make for saying that Adult Gon is even faster than Meruem, and he might not have even been fully transformed when he performed this feat. Adult Gon is a character who debatably might even be faster than Meruem, and his normal punches scale considerably above Netero's Hatsu ability. If Uvogin hit Pitou with his Big Bang impact, it might not even hurt Pitou, and that's the physically strongest member of the Phantom Troupe. Meanwhile, Adult Gon's out here one-shotting Pitou. In terms of raw stats, Adult Gon is likely to blitz and one-shot every single one of them without even using his Hatsu abilities. Phaeton would die in the first attack. He would not get a chance to even use Pain Packer. Hisoka really would just stand no chance against Adult Gon. He's getting blitzed in one shot as well. Really, their only chance is to hope that Chrollo could hit Adult Gon with the Ben's knife, but in complete honesty, that's not likely. The odds of Chrollo hitting someone faster than Meruem, who can one-shot the strongest Royal Guard without using his Hatsu, it's just really not likely at all. Chrollo's getting blitzed several times before he could even land one hit on Gon. The truth is, they're all just getting blitzed in one shot. In the fight against Hisoka and Chrollo, when Chrollo uses Sun and Moon and creates a huge explosion with multiple puppets, it doesn't even destroy the entire ring. The arena itself is largely intact. We don't know exactly if all of those puppets were at max power, but in reality, it really could have been. That might have been multiple max power versions of Sun and Moon, and it doesn't even completely destroy the ring that they were fighting in. Meanwhile, just rock on its own is doing more damage than that. Gon is just on a completely different caliber than these guys. The overall strength and speed difference is just far too considerable. The Phantom Troupe all working together would really struggle just to fight one Royal Guard like Pitou. Meanwhile, Adult Gon is speed blitzing and one-shotting a Royal Guard like Pitou without even needing to use his Hatsu abilities. Then with his Hatsu abilities, he becomes far stronger than that. In complete honesty, if they were to actually fight, what would just happen is Gon's going to blitz and one-shot every single one of them. But if he just used paper, we never even got to see him use paper against Pitou because he wiped Pitou out before that could even happen. If he actually had a full strength paper, it would be around 80% the strength of his rock ability. Just paper alone is wiping the Phantom Troupe out. He doesn't need to use his Hatsu abilities at all. He's just blitzing and one-shotting every single one of them without it. They could put their Nen defense at maximum. They can't survive a punch from Gon. Even Chrollo was saying he did not have the Nen defense to block one of the attacks from Xenozoldyck. Really, these guys don't stand a chance. The other Phantom Troupe members that I didn't mention, like Shalnark, Machi, these guys are so weak compared to Adult Gon. They're not even a factor in this battle. There's almost nothing that they could even dream of doing that would make them effective against a guy like him. Even if Shalnark went into his Super Saiyan mode, he's still getting speed blitzed and one-tapped by Gon. He couldn't even pierce a Peon Ant's shell using his Nen needle, and he's gonna get blitzed too fast for any of his abilities to matter. All of them are really getting blitzed too fast for any of their hacks abilities to matter at all. That's everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the views in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.